drops. P1E goes hard till it pops. Cannonball, don't trust the cop. Johnny Spotswood just don't know when to stop. Yeah, and if you don't like it, you better take your ass up to the snooty box, cause this is the loud spot. Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I have the privilege tonight, it is nighttime, right? It is nighttime, to hang out with the solo project, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Two Eyes Open. We got Dustin all the way from, I believe, Charlotte, North Carolina. See, I ask questions as I do my intro to make sure I have it right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Right.
Rather than just spouting off random nonsense. Yeah.
I know, right? You're like, no, you're fucking wrong, you piece of shit. Get my shit right. Before we get the show started, I do want to remind everyone right away to go subscribe to us on YouTube. I think it's over on this side. I don't fucking know. And also, we got Apple, Spotify. You're listening on audio. Please subscribe, download our audio. It'd be awesome. Okay, so Dustin, Two Eyes Open, the solo project. Charlotte, North Carolina, man. Why are you doing this whole thing solo, brother?
Yeah, so I've always been really into music, and especially like pop punk and punk rock. And in Charlotte, North Carolina, there's not that big of a scene for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have some of your big bands come through, and we're starting to get a little bit of steam with bands like Aim High out of South Carolina and stuff like that. But, you know, just growing up, I always liked that stuff. There wasn't a big scene for it, though. And trying to put bandmates together for that always proved difficult. Like the very first pop punk band that I started, we had a girl drummer and a male guitarist. They ended up dating. And then the band pretty much just fell apart right after that.
Dude, you don't date. You don't date band members. Because you know what happens when you date band members? Next thing you know, the two people in the band are bickering. Yep. Then they're like, fuck you, no, fuck you. And they're like, I'm not going to band practice if you're going to be there. Then once they break up, the band's broken up, dude.
Yeah. And everything that they do, good or bad, it trickles throughout the whole band. Like everybody feels it. Like you're dating them now, essentially.
yeah,
It's brutal.
And you know, she gets mad at one dude in the band. She's mad at the whole band.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Absolutely. And you've got to pick sides. Like it's tough. So yeah, I started doing like writing a lot of songs and everything, trying to find bandmates, and you know, for whatever reason, it just wasn't working out. And then I kind of had this come to Jesus sort of moment where I was like, I either need to like do this on my own, or just like go on a separate path, because it clearly wasn't working out. Like trying to find some people that were dedicated, you know. So
it's hard.
It is like it's just hard to find people that have the same goals. Like some people just want to jam, and that's cool. But I wanted to take this band somewhere and do something with it, write original songs. So my perspective was, I'll just start writing songs, record them like to the best of my ability, start putting them out, and then maybe the bandmates will come. Then it's like. If you've seen the Benchwarmers, he's like, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you build it, they will come. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So,
but I mean, do you get bored? Like, because being in a solo project, I could see how it would get a little bit less exciting, because you don't have, when you're with the band, you got 3, 4, or 5 guys, however many you want.
Yeah.
And, you kind of feed off each other's energy as far as when you write, like, oh, yeah, that was sick, dude. You high five each other, fist bump while you're all proud of yourselves. When you're by yourself doing it, you just got to fist bump yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that all the time. Yeah, you're cool, bro. Do you find yourself getting bored writing music, or is that enthusiasm and excitement still there?
I would say the excitement's still there. I mean, it is, of course, it is a little depressing when, you've got the day off and you've been working on a song all day, and then you finish it and you're like, man, this fucking rocked. But then you reach out to people on Facebook or whatever, and no one's online. You can't share it with anybody. That does kind of suck, because it is kind of like the go me, I guess, moment. But writing for me is definitely therapeutic. And I've been writing for a long time, so I have a really big like backlog of songs that were just these like really shitty cell phone demos. Because I could have put stuff out sooner. I had a lot of nerves, and doing it by myself, it is a lot of pressure. And then one day I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So I have a big backlog of songs. And so to like hear them go from that like really crappy cell phone demo to like a full band version, that's cool, and that's something that I can always keep with me. So there's still excitement for sure.
You got a lot of different styles too. We have the 2 songs that we were going to play anymore, and then you're like, no, fuck that song, play Haunt. So, so I mean, your styles in music is very different from one song to the next. When you come out with your album, are you going to have a bunch of different styles on there as well? Kind of put everything out there, or are you kind of sticking more with one genre?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like that's like, I feel like my whole brand is that I change from song to song. Like every time I put out a new thing, it changes vibes. And I was worried like how people were going to take that, like, are they always going to be on board every time I put out something new? So I am working on putting, I've just been putting out singles. But I have been working on an EP. So this is the first time I've actually mentioned this anywhere, but I'm working on my first like debut EP, and keeping it mostly under wraps, but it's within the pop punk genre. I want it to be a lot of fun. I want the energy to be there for the whole thing, because I want it to be this thing that you can play over and over and over again and enjoy. A lot of my like favorite records are like that. Sum 41's Does This Look Infected? Yeah. I love that it's 30 minutes and it's just like a punch in the face all the way through. And that's kind of what I'm going for. But even then the styles do change. Like it's all within that pop punk realm, but some of them are a little slower, some of them are a little faster, some of them pull in like metal elements, some of them pull in even sort of like a slight like rap element. So some variation, but it's all within like the same, cinematic universe.
Because I would say Haunt kind of has a little bit of a metal feel to it, doesn't it? You use some screaming in it, right?
Yeah. And my newest one did too. So.
Okay, and now you're not able to do shows, and you started this around COVID, right? You decided to go solo.
I dropped my first song in March 2020, so like right as the shit hit.
I bet you were probably fucking pissed, huh?
Yeah. Like,
damn it!
Yeah, I was just sitting there scratching my head, like, okay.
Well, I mean, people are sitting at home listening to music, but I mean, you couldn't really get out there. Now, how hard would it be for you to let's hypothetically say COVID never happened, right?
Yeah.
You dropped your song. Did you plan on being able to do shows as a solo artist and finding other people, maybe hire musicians to set with you? How would you have gone about that?
Yeah. Initially, like when I first put out like my first batch of songs, because I think over 2020, I only put out like maybe 3 or 4. It wasn't anything crazy. I was content in just being sort of like an online project at the time, because I was just starting to generate a buzz. It wasn't really a thing where I had fans yet. And then when 2021 rolled around, I did start looking for, sorry, I'm getting something to pop up. Sorry about that.
I forgive you.
Yeah, it's warning me Flash player, even though Flash is dead. Okay. So, I started looking for bandmates in 2021, and I would get people that would start acting like they wanted to join me, and then it ended up turning into like a tryout for their band, and I was like, wait, you reached out to me for my band? Yeah, it was just lots of weird stuff like that. So I think, though, to answer your question, I would have done like probably some acoustic stuff. The songs definitely are a different vibe and they hit different when they're acoustic, but I've worked on acoustic versions of like all my songs in case that was what I had to do.
So your main instrument is guitar then?
Yeah.
And vocals.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, when you had the whole band, did you always, before you went solo, did you always do guitar and vocals, or was it just strictly guitar or strictly vocals?
Yeah, when I was in bands growing up, I was a guitarist in the band with the two people that dated each other. And then in college, I played in a cover band, and I actually played bass and did
cool.
like I would do like the high harmonies and the bass. So I had the low and the high end.
That's awesome. Now, I do want to play your song, Haunt. We're going to play it right now. But before we play it, I got to say something that does not relate to you at all. Okay. But it's kind of funny, right? So today I went to CVS, and there's like these people there, and they're asking to donate money to whatever their charity is. And you know how these salespeople are, right? So here's how this lady tries to draw me in. I walk past her, and you know what she says? Nice mustache. I was like, what kind of line is nice mustache? Yeah. Like, it's not even a great mustache. Like, it's kind of doesn't even, like, the beard's not all full. Anyways, I thought it was weird. I forgot to mention it on the show just because I like, don't try to pull someone in by saying nice mustache.
That's
like,
so bizarre.
Like, if I had like a weird, crazy big mustache or something, it's like a normal mustache.
How did she say it?
How did she say it?
Yeah. Was it like creepy or was it like nonchalant? Like, how did she try to pull?
She goes, "Hey, how are you?" I was like, "Good." She goes, "You got a nice mustache." And I was like, I was like, "Thanks." And I kept on walking into CVS. Yeah. And then when I walked out, she tried to pull me back in. And I was like, I gotta go. I didn't know what it was for. I assumed it was some kind of charity or something. But anyways, not that I'm against charities. So I probably shouldn't even said that. All right. Let's play the song Haunt right now. Let's check it out. Here we go.
He said enough is enough, as if you ever even put up a fight. Throwing words, you're acting so tough, got blurry vision, so know why. You can do what you want, you can go your own way, you can sleep all you want, but just know you're without me, it's not right.
There you go, man. You know what? Definitely a pop punk sound to it, but I would not completely classify that as pop punk because you kind of have a grungy edge to it.
Yeah.
Little bit of metal in there. I mean, I can't even think about who I would compare that to. So that's awesome, dude. Very different style, which is what you want to have, is a different style, your own unique style, man. You know what? I kind of, because I like your other song also. I don't want to play the whole thing. What is it? Always or Anymore? Or what's it called?
Anymore, yeah.
Anymore. Okay. I want to play a little bit of Anymore, just like maybe 30 seconds of it, because I know that's you're not pushing it so much. And I do want to talk about Dysphoria, but I think the dynamic between this song and Anymore is quite different. Let me find it real quick. I believe it is this one. I'm going to fast forward it, and I just want to play like maybe 30 seconds of it because I think it's really unique and different as well. Let's check this one out real quick. Just a little bit of it. Let me see here.
And every thoughts that really break you. No, I'm not casting any judgment. I'm not trying to give a sermon. I'll find a thing I love about the worst of every person. I'll try to lift you up if your heart is ever hurting. But I think that just for now it's best if I shut off my phone and stop. 'Cause I don't feel so great anymore. I'm suffocating, but what for?
All right, that's all. I just want to play that a little bit because it's so different. It's so different than Haunt. Now, what style do you like to play mostly?
Yeah, like I love pop punk, and I've already mentioned Sum 41. I usually can't go a single interview without talking about them at some point.
Right.
They're my favorite band. I love them. I love like The Story So Far. Linkin Park was a big influence. And I like a lot of grungy stuff too. So I think Haunt is a pretty decent representation of like picture heading.
Yes. And when did Haunt come out?
So Haunt came out in December of 2020, like right at the end of 2020.
Okay.
And then Anymore came out maybe like 5 or 6 months later.
Okay, isn't that crazy that Haunt came out a year ago almost? Like I swear, like it doesn't seem like a year flies by. So the older we get, man, the more it just flies by.
It's absolutely absurd, dude.
I hate
it. Yeah. So Haunt came out December 4th. So we're like right there. It's like almost a year old.
Yeah, man. Like in 4 days.
Yeah.
Like in 4 days.
Yeah, so I put that one out, and that one was cool. Jarrett from Bowling for Soup actually heard that song.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, and it was like one of my friends sent it to him and asked him for his thoughts, and I got like a little video response of him like telling me that he thought it was pretty sick. So like that was definitely something I'm going to keep in my hat for like the rest of my life. Because
what if he would have said, fucking sucks?
It's true.
like shit. Yeah. Of course, he would never say that anyways, But that's cool though, man. I like that a lot. And the song Anymore, you're playing the ukulele, right?
Yeah. So I was going to say the funny thing about those two songs is I wrote them both around the same time, even though they're like so different from each other.
Very different, yeah.
I picked up a ukulele more for fun than anything. But I hadn't like actually written anything serious on it. And when I wrote Haunt, I was really angry. And that's kind of, that whole song is just about, it's just me like punching at everybody that's like pissed me off that year. And 2020 was tough too. So it was a good release. And then with Anymore, it was kind of a reaction to like social media and being like exhausted by like trying to always post stuff on social media and be sociable with, and like put on your best face all the time. Because it's kind of tough to do that sometimes. I thought, like, I had the idea, like, I'm really down right now. And the ukulele is like the happiest sounding instrument in the world. So why don't I try to write like a really sad song on the ukulele?
Right.
So that was like pretty much the inspiration for that.
If you're playing guitar and you know how to play guitar, is ukulele pretty easy to pick up?
it's just a lot different because like with the guitar, I've always got it in like drop D or drop C, and I'm always like, I'm always waiting to like, okay, well this part I'm playing right now is really cool, but as soon as the chorus hits, I'm gonna hit the lowest fucking note that I can because it always sounds so, beefy. But then on a ukulele, you can't really go lower. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just kind of because it was it's made for a high pitched sound, right?
Yeah. So that's like the thing that I had to like get out of my brain is like, no, there isn't lower. Like you've got to stay up here and figure out how to keep it interesting there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So in your own words, and I quote, you got some cool things. So, hey, you said it. You said I told you I was going to bring it up. All right. So what cool things is like 2022 cool things? Or do we already talk about the cool things? And then we got to talk about dysphoria also. Let's talk about the cool things first.
Okay.
I like cool things.
So, I can't like reveal too much right now, but
that's not cool.
I actually am putting together some bandmates. So I've got
nice.
The band is like coming together. So I'm hoping that in 2022 I'll be doing live shows, and I've done some live streams and stuff like that, doing acoustic. But this will be the first time like doing something for real.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and I've just kind of decided like I'm going to forego like doing acoustic stuff, except for one that I was signed up for ages ago. But I'm just going to like fully focus into doing this band thing. So hopefully, by February, March or so, I'll be playing like full band shows. So that's something.
Oh yeah, man. That's exciting, especially as a solo artist. You write all these songs. So now you kind of get to have some band members, and they kind of have to listen to you because you're like, here's the songs, I already wrote them. You got to learn them because these are the ones we're going to play.
Yep.
You're the boss, man. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you join a solo project. I mean, you've written all these songs, you spent time and effort writing these songs. You're not just going to write a whole new song because you got a new band now. It's the same band. Just learn the songs. So let's talk about. I want to talk about Dysphoria real quick. This is your newest single, and it's already out.
Yep.
Okay, tell us about Dysphoria, and do you plan on making a music video or a lyric video for it?
Yeah, so Dysphoria is kind of in a similar vein to Haunt, because I dropped Haunt, and then after that, I haven't really dropped anything like that heavy. Everything else was more in your, summery kind of pop punk, like you could play this at Hot Topic kind of song.
Right.
And then, so I thought like Haunt was originally supposed to be a Halloween song. And just because of complications with COVID, it didn't drop until December. But I wanted to keep a tradition, like every Halloween, I drop something heavy.
Nice.
So Dysphoria is like year 2 of doing that. And it's a really old song that I'd written years ago. So it's seen a bunch of like facelifts over the years. It actually, you might dig it with the Misfits poster back there. It's very.
Oh yeah.
So
I will go listen to it after this is done. I just can't pull it up on here because it's an MP3, and on this format, like if it was just audio, I could do it, but with the video, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do that. So that's why we do the music videos or whatever.
Absolutely,
but I will go check it out, man.
Yeah, it's like, but the best way I could describe it is if you took like Misfits or like the like early AFI stuff, and then you just threw halfway into the song for no rhyme or reason, you just threw in a metalcore breakdown. That's what the song is. It's interesting.
You know what? I would say that Haunt has a little bit of that, not really the AFI sound, but you can tell that you probably listen to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like them at all. You have your own sound, but there's a little bit of that. And people probably don't like when I say shit like that, but I mean, but it's true. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. The quality is great. It's very original. I do want to go back real quick to Anymore, where that is did you draw that cartoon or did someone do that for you?
So I have a friend that does like a lot of my graphics and stuff. I have like, I think on maybe on my Spotify and my Instagram and stuff, I've got like a little cartoon version of me. And he's kind of created that.
That's
and
cool.
So, yeah, he did that whole design for me. and then I got it animated after that. So that's why it just kind of plays on loop, because it's just me, like the whole concept is super simple, but it's just like me writing that song. That's what I was doing. Like I was just in that certain mindset. It was really rainy that day, and just like, you know, pouring over those lyrics and trying
it's very, I don't know if you know who Chris Carrabba is.
Yeah.
But it's very Chris Carrabba, Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah.
Sad drawing with the rain in the background, little emo kid, you know, right? Doing something.
Screaming infidelities.
yes, exactly, right?
Absolutely.
There's actually used to be a game on the computer called emogame.com. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but I used to play it when I was like 20. I'm 39, so like 19 years ago, right? And I just have to load it on AOL, like this fucking slow ass, you know, shit. But it was a fun game. But Chris Carrabba was actually the main character from Dashboard Confessional on that. And dude, I miss, like, that was like the music that I really love, that emo, screamo, early 2000s kind of stuff. You got a little bit of that influence with some grunge. So very, very cool, man. Last question, I'm gonna let you get out of here, is the drums on your song. Is that like you actually playing the drums, or is that like a drum loop, or is that downloaded and then you just played over it?
Yeah, it's a mix. So depending on the song, I had a drummer that played with me for a long time, and back in the day, like before Two Eyes Open was Two Eyes Open, and I was just like jamming. And so I have all these old tracks from like when we used to play. And, you know, people get older, they go in different paths in life and stuff like that. But I had all these old demos. So a lot of the drums are programmed, and they're based off of like what he did in the older days.
Cool.
And then on some of my songs, I've had some friends drum on them. Like one of the drummer for Win by Two, which is a band out of Jersey. He drummed on one of my songs, and another friend who I didn't even know he played drums. He has like an acoustic album that he made, and then one day he just uploaded a video of him like ripping on A Day to Remember song playing drums. I was like, holy shit! So yeah,
are you gonna make your band that you're putting together now with the drummer, or did they have to learn those same exact drums, or are you gonna let them have free will to kind of, as long as it sounds similar, you're good to go with it? How picky are you when it comes to that?
Yeah, I'm pretty open to things. I'm sure for certain songs there will be certain parts where I would probably prefer, like, if you did this one little thing, you know, because But for the most part, yeah, totally. If you know, I'll let him rip. And the same thing goes actually for the lead guitars too, because I'm a rhythm guitarist. Like, I already know that I either don't have lead parts in certain songs, or the ones that I do have are really simple. So if he comes up with something that sounds better than what I was doing, then fuck it, like, do it.
Well, you're singing and, you know, playing guitar, so it's really the lead guitarist's job to come up with something more complicated than what you're coming up with, man. Dude, I think you're super cool, dude. I appreciate you coming on the show big time. I know you're busy doing all these different podcasts, so thanks for taking time out of your evening to come spend time with me. I don't believe you have a website. Do you have a website?
I don't have a website.
All right, see, I was right again. I was right again.
Yeah. There's no fake news here.
Okay, all right, yeah. I haven't said anything false yet. That's good. Yeah. What if I was like, you guys don't have a website? What the fuck you mean, man? It's like the number one music website in the world, bro. So you guys don't have a website, but you do have social media like Facebook, and I'm sure probably Instagram. Do you guys have a TikTok also?
I do have a TikTok, but Anymore was written about how much I hate TikTok. So I'm going to maybe get back into it one day, but right now I'm on a little hiatus. So
you know what I'm going to do, right?
What?
I want to make a TikTok video promoting this for Friday with Anymore on it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But you do have some merchandise also. Yep.
I do have a merch store. I've got, honestly, like, way too many designs up there, so but lots to choose from. I
saw that you guys got hoodies, t-shirts, and where can they find your merch? I know on your Facebook page. You can look up Two Eyes Open, and I pulled it up right away. It just says musician/band. It was very easy for me to find. I thought it'd be a little bit difficult with a name like that, but nope, it was easy to find. So, and I know you have a link on there to your merchandise. That's through who do you sell your merch through?
I sell my merch through Teespring. And if you
Teespring,
look
okay.
it up on Google as just like Two Eyes Open official merch, it should come up.
And I know we're about to end it right now, but just for the sake of my wife, have you thought about calling your band Two Ears That Hear?
I'll consider it. Honestly though, that would be an amazing like EP name, you know. If I dropped just like a quick little EP, like Two Eyes Open, 2 Ears That Hear.
Or
That'd
2
be
Feet
cool.
Walking?
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. Hey, stay right there. Don't go anywhere till after the outro song. I got one more question for you off the air. I want to thank everyone that listens to The Loud Spot. Thank you, Dustin, for coming in with Two Eyes Open tonight. Please check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio. We're part of the Pantheon Podcast Network and Diamond Noise Agency. You can find us on every platform, wherever you find your podcast. That's all I got for tonight. Peace out. Wait, I did that wrong. Huh? Peace out, rock on, and much love.
This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic.
Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have his back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.